Hello, OMG, and welcome back to my channel, where today we have another look with a mask. We have a cool tone smoky eye. So if you want to see how to get this look, then go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so this is the mask that we're going to be creating our cool toned eyeshadow look with, and I got this mask from By Trappy Mouse Trends. This is one of the brands that I've used in a couple of my previous mask videos. They're super good quality. This one is a Gucci themed and it's like a chrome sparkle, so I feel like this one was perfect for this cool tone look that we're going to be doing today. Okay, so for this look in particular, I wanted to do a little bit of a more pigmented, darker brow, so we're going to be using the KVD. It is the Super Brow Pomade in dark brown. This is a super pigmented pomade. Like, I mean, I feel like it really gives Anastasia Beverly Hills and Benefit Cosmetics a run for their money, because look at how dark and pigmented that went on, and it's not waxy, it's super buttery. Y'all know that I use the term like butter and butter a lot on my channel, and this literally goes on like butter. So I get a little bit messy with my eyebrows, and the reason is I just clean them up after. So whenever I use like a dip brow, I really don't get too precise. I honestly don't know how people put it on with being very, very precise. I used to be able to, but I don't know what happened to that little skill of mine. Like, it kind of just went away. I think it's because I like to do my eyebrows quicker, and so when you get a little bit messy, you can definitely do your eyebrows quicker. The only thing is you have to spend a little more time cleaning them up, which kind of makes no sense, but you know, it is what it is. Now we gotta carve out the eyebrows, so we're gonna be using a lighter color to carve out the inside of my eyebrows, and we're going to be using a darker concealer to carve out the top of my eyebrows. I'm going to be using the color Light Peach for the bottom and the color Light Sand for the top, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sculpt these out, and then we'll start with the eyeshadow look. So the eyebrows are looking a little crazy, but we're gonna go ahead and get into the eyeshadow look so we can start to do this cool tone look. So of course we're going to be using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the color 2.0. Where is it? Yeah, 2.0? Oh, Rumor 02. And then we're going to be using this sculpting brush just to put some on. Now you want to use a little bit of this product because, again, a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just going to squirt some out, apply some to the left eye, and then the right eye we're just going to fully coat. Ooh, I think I used too little. Let's do a little bit more. This is the perfect base to really get your eyeshadow to pop because it really covers up any dark spots, any veins that you guys may have on your eyelids that you guys would want to cover up. So I highly recommend this. I think it is a little bit pricey. I want to say I think I paid like $20 something for this P. Louise eyeshadow base at Morphe, but it is so worth it. So for the eyeshadow look today, we're going to be using this Laura Geller palette. It's called the Delectables Eyeshadow Palette, Delicious Shades of Cool. I'm not sure how much this is because I did get it as a Christmas gift from my godmother, but it's a nice little palette. It feels like a cardboard material, so it's not like a plasticky material. It has a mirror, which is pretty cute, and it has all these cool tones right here. So you have some grays, you have different shades of grays, you have some blues, and then you have some purples and some pinks and a white, and also comes with a little brush. So it's a super cute little palette. So we're just gonna go ahead and start on with the look. So the first shade that we want to go into is this one right here. It looks like it is called Smoke, and it's just like a very, very light gray. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take this Morphe kind of an angle brush and go ahead and lightly coat it and then start to build it up in my transition. So this palette, the colors are a little bit difficult to put on. I'm not sure why it's not picking up. I'm gonna go ahead and try more of like an angled brush and go back into that color Smoke and see if I can just maybe pat it on. Okay, that's working just a little bit better. Okay, there we go. So you have to use more of a flatter brush and pack it on. So these shadows are a little bit more drying, less pigmented, so if you have a Laura Geller palette, if you have like a similar palette and you want to put it to use and you notice like using your fluffy brushes, you're not getting much payoff, use more of a flatter brush and then just pack it on, because now you can see that that gray is layering on really nice. Boy, oh boy, was that difficult. But let's go ahead. We're still gonna give this palette a chance. It is one of the first times that I am using it. I did try it before once, but I don't remember what look I did. I think I was just at home, but I'm really testing it out here on camera. So we're gonna go into this color Carbon right here. It's more of a darker color, and we're just gonna pack that on into the transition again using the same packing brush. I'm gonna start off right here. Okay, perfect. So looks like it just works if you pounce it on. It's one of those palettes where you don't really need to blend. You need to just pack it on and pack it on and pack it on, which does take a little bit longer. So if you have a palette like this, or if you have a Laura Geller palette and you notice that this is the texture of your shadows, then I wouldn't use this if you're in a hurry, because you're gonna find yourself sitting there just trying to make it work, and it's gonna take you a while. That looks pretty. Look at that smoke. Ooh. We're looking super cool tone, super smoky. So I want to go ahead and take this color right here. It's called Graphite. It's kind of like a mix. It's kind of like the middleman between smoke and carbon. So if you like those two had a baby, you'd have Graphite. So I'm going to put Graphite onto the outer corners right here and just see what that does. I'm going to use the other side of my brush that doesn't have much shadow on it, just to see what the payoff of this one is. You'll probably be able to see like the bare minimum of what this one does, because we've already packed on so much gray. But ooh, it kind of gives it like a little bit of a metallic look. Yeah, it gives it like kind of like a metallic, almost like a hue of blue type of look, if you guys can tell right there. So now we're gonna cut a little bit of the crease. We're gonna use a little tiny brush like this one right here, and we're just gonna add just a little bit of that P. Louise eyeshadow base, and I just wanna cut the inner corner. So I'm gonna start here and slowly bring it up. Because remember, when you're cutting your crease, you wanna start low. So you guys can see that kind of took a while, but I'm just trying to cut that inner corner portion of my eye because I want to add some like pop of like a silvery white into this area just to give it a little bit more like a brightness appeal. Okay, so perfect. Now this is cut exactly how I wanted it to be. So I'm gonna go in with this Cover FX palette. It's pretty much a contour palette. It has a really pretty, very white highlighter right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take more of an angled brush and we're gonna pack that on, and I wanna see what the payoff is going to be. So let's go ahead and try it. Ooh, pretty, there we go. Exactly what I had envisioned. Love it. And I'm just packing that on over the P. Louise eyeshadow base. Ooh, that is so pretty. glitter, seriously, like it just looks so pretty. There is fallout, but don't worry, we're gonna go ahead and cover that up. Now for underneath the brow bone, I'm just gonna use this Too Faced Natural Matte Palette that I've used before, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take this color Heaven and apply it into the brow bone. Now, when I do a little bit more dramatic looks where it's sparkly on the main portions of my eye, I don't really like to make the brow bone stand out. I just like to use a lighter color eyeshadow just to pretty much set if there's concealer or an eyeshadow base that I use, just so that it doesn't look like a big old white line. And then I go ahead and go back in with like a fluffy brush and I just blend it in so it looks a little bit more seamless and looks like, you know, a little bit more blended. I went ahead and just wiped away any of the excess that fell. Now, because only a little bit of our forehead shows, we do use a little bit of makeup on the forehead. So we're just gonna put a little bit of foundation and then just bring it down here, because this part is where I do have discoloration, and when I wear a mask, you can still see this portion right here. So we're just gonna add a slight bit of foundation. And because I'm going through an oily phase right now, we're gonna go in with the LA Girl Pro Matte Foundation. And we're just gonna put the slightest bit on a regular foundation brush. This one is by Luxie. I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this onto my forehead. Don't worry, it is a little bit lighter than my current color. My face got a little bit of color about a few weeks ago when I was out in the sun. So, you know, obviously we're in quarantine and a couple of businesses are opening up. The county I'm in, are we in phase 2 or phase 3? We're basically where you can now dine in. I think that is phase 3, because phase 4 is when you can have your like concerts and like festivals. So we're nowhere near that yet. So anyways, before the phases, before like phase 2, phase 3, whatever phase we are in, that's when I was out in the sun. I was just outside and my face got a little bit darker. So I haven't had time to pick up darker foundations, but it's okay. I'm gonna use this a little bit. And I always like to use the foundation on the brush, whatever's left over, to just kind of clean up the corners of my eyeshadow. I kind of like to bring it up like a cat. And just not really cut it, but just make it a little bit more seamless. Okay, so we do want to set the forehead because we don't want the foundation to move throughout the day. So I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Matte Pressed Powder. It's just in a very light color. I'm just going to go ahead and use a Luxie brush to go ahead and just set that in place. It's like circular motions. Nothing too difficult about this part of makeup. And I'll bring it down the bridge of my nose. And I want to go ahead and contour my forehead and make it just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to go in with the Kylie Cosmetics Tequila Tan Bronzer, or Tequila Tan Bronzer. And just go ahead and warm up my forehead just to give the illusion of it being a little bit smaller than what it really is. It's pretty big. So then now we're going to set our brows. We're going to use the ColourPop Brow Boss in the clear color to set the brows. I'm going to push these hairs up, just give it a more real-like appearance. I feel like my brow, like with my brows, I have like different moods. I have like where I want them to look natural, where I don't want them to look natural, where I want them to look bushy, where I want them to look feathered. Today I want like the hairs towards the front to kind of stand up and then the rest to blend in. Just like so. So I don't want to put on eyeliner because I don't want to take away from the cool toned eyeshadows. It just looks super pretty. Everything just blends together like super seamlessly. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some mascara and some lashes. For the mascara, we're gonna use my absolute favorite mascara, Tracy Good Vibes Mascara, coat it to the top lashes, and then we'll go ahead and finish up the bottom of the eyes. So I just wanna lightly set my forehead with the iconic London Prep Set and Glow Spray because I did use a matte foundation for my forehead. This helps keep it glowy, keeps it shiny in a good way. Just gives a little bit more oomph. So now it's time to finish up the bottom of the eyes, and I honestly don't want to go too smoky or too dramatic. So I think I just want to go in so far with the color Slate right here, and we're going to use more of an angled Morphe brush. Now we're just going to go ahead and tap in, and I know that you have to like pack it on, so we're just going to start off towards the edge of our eyes and pack on that color just to give some smokiness to the bottom, but not to take away from the top of the eyes. I'm just gonna go ahead and bring it up. And then tap in again. Just building it up. And then lightly bring it in. Very, very lightly. And then we're gonna do the same to the other eye. And so you see how it just gives it a really nice light smoke. So now it's time for the lashes, and I know that I had given the Beauty Creations Faux Mink Lashes a not so great review and that I didn't think there was anything special about them, but today I'm going to be using the Style Guarded. Again, these are the 3D Faux Mink Lashes. I did a review of these, so if you haven't seen it, please watch it. I obviously, you know, have my job and I'm very blessed to still be employed, especially during this time. And I use my hard-earned money to pay for lashes. And so when I did the review, there wasn't anything special that really made me be like, wow, these are amazing lashes, but I want to at least use them and give them a try. So I figured that these ones would be pretty with this look right here, because look at how they look up against the eyeshadow, just really nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down, apply them, and then we're pretty much almost done. All right, so the eyes are completely done, and seriously, look how pretty this cool tone smoky look looks. So we're gonna go ahead and apply the mask and give you guys a final look. Okay, my jury, this is the final look, and look how beautiful the smoky cool toned eye goes with this chrome Gucci themed mask. So if you like this look, give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Also click that bell to get notified of every time I upload a video. Still do your part, stay home, even if we are in phase 2 and phase 3. If you can avoid being out in the public, I would say stay home. If you do go out, please wear your mask, and also remember to spread peace, love, and happiness. I will see you all in my next video.